Hi, my name is Chris Holton Jablonski, and it is my great joy and privilege to serve you as your minister. This is Silence by the Reverend Steve Garnis Holmes. In between things is the silence that holds everything together. Enter the silence and return to the root, the place where you are held together. The substance of the divine, perfectly clear and transparent, the silence in which the virtuoso sings you into being. The blank page where the beloved is drawing you. The darkness in which God says, "Let there be light." Enter the holy temple and sing that hymn. I love especially when he says, "Enter the silence and return to the root." Every month when we gather, your hard-working worship committee reflects on the upcoming worship service theme for the next month. And this month was fascinating because the worship theme is stillness, and we were all over the place. We are an eclectic group of folks, some working, some retired, some with lots of kids running around, some with none, some quarantining with extended family, some living alone. And so the idea of stillness landed very differently with us as a group, as it does, I imagine, with many of you. For some in this pandemic time, these many months of shrinking circles of movement and activity, the idea of more stillness might seem oppressive, as if stillness is part of the challenge of this time you are trying to overcome, trying not to be seated for too much of your workday, trying to still get in some exercise despite the circumstances, trying to at least imagine future travel when plans all turn to dust in your hands. And for some, life is overfull, days stretched thin with obligations, juggling so many schedules, trying to keep up with twisted knots of so many institutions' best efforts at making the unmanageable manageable. Schools and jobs all doing their best when the best they can't change what is hardest at the core of all this. Jobs trying still to keep pace, trying to realize goals and missions, even while all the workers are suffering, while all in the midst of so much pain, so much sickness, so much death. To some, stillness is like a cool bucket of water in a desert of doing, something to quench the parched crush of this time. I find myself somewhere in the middle. I love this. I love my work. I am made for this, made for ministry, whatever form it may take. And while this has been challenging, while this has called upon flexibility and regrounding over and over in my purpose and my call, while this has been a difficult time, I am, as ever, so grateful to get to do this with you all. So aware of the deep honor it is to get to be your minister. The abiding joy I find in building this community alongside so many of you pouring yourselves into the holy work of helping First Church thrive. I find myself thirsting for stillness, for silence. One of the things I like best about fishing is the moment after however long I have driven and then hiked and then waded out into the river, eventually then just to be there. The water rushing around me, so much movement, so much flowing, and me there in the midst of it all, solid and still, preparing, drinking it all in, perhaps even catching some fish. So however you feel about this idea of stillness, whatever it may conjure within you, there is a nourishment, a grounding which we can find, a deepening breath, an arrival, a presence. And this is part of my prayer for you all in these months ahead, that whatever the circumstances of your lives, whatever flavor of challenge you have before you, that you may know moments of presence and peace, that you may deepen the roots which hold you close. I am so grateful for our worship committee and staff. We have a whole lot of wonderful worship opportunities coming to you in the next many weeks. May they all be gifts to you, opportunities to reflect and deepen. May they be pauses, deepening breaths in these strange times. And may you know, as always, no matter what you are facing, that you are held and loved, connected and cared for by me and by all of us here at First Church. So much love to you all. Amen.